On Answers for Living, we continue to look at the phrase, "On the third day, Jesus rose from the dead." Why is the bodily resurrection of Jesus vital? Listen to John 8:58. "Truly I tell you," Jesus answered, "before Abraham was born, I am." John 10:30 says, "I and the Father are one." John 2, verse 19, Jesus says, "Destroy this temple, and in 3 days I will raise it up." Verse 21 says, "And he was speaking of the temple of his body." Now here's the point. If there is no bodily resurrection, the Bible can't be trusted. And that's why the authors of the Apostles' Creed said, on the third day Jesus rose from the dead. The emphasis was on the third day, because Jesus had said over and over again he would rise in 3 days. You can believe the scriptures. Second reason the emphasis on the resurrection is vital is that if there's no bodily resurrection, there's no proof that Jesus is God. Romans chapter 1, verse 4. Jesus is speaking, and it says, or it's talking about Jesus, who? Jesus was declared the Son of God with power by the resurrection from the dead, according to the Spirit of holiness, Jesus Christ our Lord. In John, Jesus said he would raise himself back to life. No one else did that. He did it himself, proving that he was God. You cannot be a Christian if you do not believe in the bodily resurrection of Jesus. Romans chapter 10 says, if you declare with your mouth Jesus is Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For it is with the heart that you believe and are justified, and it is with your mouth that you profess your faith and are saved. Now, I want to encourage you that you need to live out the resurrection. We need to remind ourselves that we should model the same sacrifice of love that Jesus showed us. I want to leave you with an excerpt from Max Lucado's book, Facing Your Giants. I'm going to quote, "Who is a mediator but one who stands in between? And what did Christ do but stand in between God's anger and our punishment? Christ intercepted the wrath of heaven. Something remotely similar happened in the Chungkai camp. One evening after work detail, a Japanese guard announced that a shovel was missing. An officer kept the aliens in formation, insisting that someone had stolen the shovel. Screaming in broken English, he demanded that the guilty man step forward. He then shouldered his rifle, ready to kill one prisoner at a time until a confession was made. A Scottish soldier broke rank, stood stiffly at attention, and said, 'I did it.' The officer unleashed his anger, beat the man to death. When the guard was finally exhausted, the prisoners packed up the man's body and their tools, returned to camp. Only then were the shovels recounted, and the Japanese soldier had made a mistake. No shovel was missing at all." Now listen to this. Who does that? What kind of person would take the blame for something he didn't do? When you find that adjective, attach it to Jesus. Christ lived the life that we could not live and took the punishment that we could not take to offer us hope that we couldn't resist. His sacrifice begs us to ask the question, if he loved us, can we not love each other? Having been forgiven, can we not forgive? Having feasted at the table of grace, can we not share a few crumbs?